So the plan tonight is I have a couple videos to react to with the overarching theme of like game design. And the reason I went with this as a topic for this week is because I was thinking about it. And if you're not active on Twitter, first of all, good for you. Because it's a horrible place and it sucks. But that's like at this point, that is where I find the most like obscure games is on Twitter. It's a very like powerful tool for developers to share their games. But if you're not in the know, if you don't use Twitter, which again, you know, can't say enough is probably a good thing. It's going down the shitter right now. So the game development community on Twitter is I don't know, they're probably gonna have to relocate, find a new way to market their games. But in my mind, I thought it would be a good opportunity to look at some things like devlogs on YouTube, because I think there have been a lot of interesting ones lately, and just in general videos on game design. So as per usual, check out the Discord, check out the Dumpster Dive channel if you have any videos to share on game design. And to be honest, it's kind of a light week in terms of the topic. I don't have a lot of things myself, and I don't have a lot of submissions. So honestly, if you just have anything interesting that you want me to watch under like 15 minutes or so, send it and I might check it out. What's up, Gamer Guy? What's up, Majuri? How's it going, everyone? Risk of Rain 2 Devils. Interesting. Game dev Twitter is slowly, very fast, actually going into a dumpster fire. It's really not like the game devs are actually holding out. It's just that Twitter itself is going to shit. And if Twitter goes completely to shit, then yeah, I mean, game dev Twitter is going to have nowhere to go. As per usual, I'm going to check out some new games as well. I think I'm going to leave it at that. I have some interesting ones lined up. And they all are kind of semi-related to the topic of game design. What happened on Twitter with devs? Nothing happened related to indie dev community. What happened is that Twitter is going to hell in a handbasket, but that's the entirety of Twitter. It's an issue for literally anyone on Twitter, but like, I mean, as like a solo game dev, you don't really have like a lot of options of different places to go other than Twitter to, you know, connect with people and share your game with people. However, one of them is YouTube, which is, I guess, where we're gonna be focused. Okay, let's see. I like funny shirts on Twitter. What does that have to do with anything? Elon Musk. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you nailed it. Okay, I have an interesting one here. I've not seen this. I have some videos for you to review. By all means, send them. YouTube community users? That's me. I use that. The best social media. Although, honestly, the comments that I get on YouTube community are like way more, they're way better than the ones I get on videos. Wonder if the real toxic people just haven't... Wait, Elon stepped down? Did that happen just now? Wait, this is incredibly topical if so. I don't see anything. Panopticon? True. True, you've got a point. You raise an interesting point. I don't... If Elon stepped down, I don't see it on the Twitter website. Which is, you know, the website that he stepped down from. Anyways, let me... Alright, I have a devlog here. I might not watch these all front to back, but I am kind of curious because I think that I think the YouTube devlogs are a really interesting way to get the word out there on your game. Now, granted, they not only have to, your game not only has to be good, but the content has to be interesting. But I think you've seen people like Danny or Two Star, the developer of Choo Choo Charles, like really get a lot of notoriety from using YouTube. So I think it's a really interesting tool. This one was sent to me. It says, I deleted 1 year of progress on my FPS by Carbon.
So this...
He didn't officially step down yet, but put up a poll that said, should I step down? Yeah, I think there's only two ways this can play out. Basically, one, that he says he was joking and it didn't matter, or that he rigged the results and then just doesn't step down, or he was always planning on stepping down and instating someone in place of himself. So I'll see it when I believe it, basically. Anyways, let's check this video out.
This is okay, right? I mean, you have some cool features, the weapon models are decent, the environment looks relatively clean, and look at that.
Red Dumpster now? Hello.
I think this is a fully released 10 out of 10.
Enjoy that Red Dumpster Noir.
Wrong. Look how stupid you look now with your pants. This was my game about 4 months ago, and this is what it looks like now. I'm sure you're wondering how Rift went from looking like a sour
Okay, that looks... Wait, hang on. I must say, it looks a lot better now, like, graphically. But, like, this movement and stuff looks pretty good.
Look how stupid you look now with
this is kind of quiet.
Pants.
Can you hear this? This video is super
about
quiet.
4 months ago, and this is what it looks like now. I'm sure you're wondering how Rift went from looking like a sour potato to an award-winning quintuple.
Got mail-in votes that said no. Is that real?
Game. So let's get into it. Hey there.
Subscribe to Dumper Man.
Slay Funky
Let me
Bit.
tell you, it's been a freaking
Thank you,
journey to
Hyena Girl, for the 2 months. I appreciate it. Video posted in sub chat. I forgot that it's an hour long, but it's all gold. Maybe watch the first 5 minutes.
get to this point.
Sounds
and this
good.
video is going to be a heck of a ride because once again, I rebooted the whole
2 months.
game. So grab a snack.
Wait,
get
this game
comfy,
looks sick, actually. I wish this video was a little louder because it's so
After the second
quiet.
devlog, I was working on a build to share with you all, and it was going pretty well. I had added a lot more features, including a grapple knife, more vehicles, and even a cinema. I even got to the actual prototype stage where I released it to the server. But after realizing how much the fundamental...
I'm kind of wondering, though, what the gameplay is because it just looks like he's, like, zooming around, like, the Apex Legends training area.
The unfathomable. Some might even say the unpossible. I took everything I had worked on up until that point and scrapped it, started a new Unity project, and rebuilt everything from the ground up. I haven't been able to do everything that I had in the old version, but everything included in the newer project is 100 times better and is way more optimized for both performance and build size. So let's get into what changed. A quick
Content,
disclaimer, though.
yeah, right.
I didn't have access to the project or my PC for the majority of the summer, but I still tried to work on Rift as much as I could. So all of what I'm about to show you is a result of about...
This looks like heavily inspired by Apex. Am I crazy? Even that, like, crate looked the same. I don't know, it might be single player,
If you're new
but...
around here, let me explain Rift a little. Rift is an
Here we
ability
go.
and movement-based sci-fi FPS set in the near future. The finished game will have both single-player and multiplayer options. In the game, you will find and upgrade your abilities to better suit your playstyle. The end goal is to have as much customizability so that the game will complement and
I feel like
reward
this
pretty
game
much
looks
any
cool,
playstyle.
but
And there's your
I'm
basic
not
rundown.
sold on
Now
this,
let's
like,
get into the
devlog
bread and
format.
cheese of the video.
Yeah, it does, I can
Let's
see
start
get
with
to the
the
orange door, yeah.
I'm going to try and keep this part short and sweet because this
Bro, is that a AT-AT from Star Wars? Yeah, that
Let's start
rocket
with
jump
the
was
movement.
nasty.
I'm going to try and keep this part short and sweet because this is the third time I'm redoing the movement. I've taken new inspiration from an incredible first-person platformer called Ghost Runner. The movement in
Nice.
Ghost Runner is deceptively simple and feels very responsive. I rarely
Been
fell
playing
off the
Vampire
edges of
Survivors on
stuff
mobile,
while
it's quite
playing. There
fun.
was always
I
a
forgot
sense
it's
of
on
flow
mobile
and
now, it's sick.
continuity when it comes to the physics of the movement. When I came back to Rift, I noticed multiple issues. It didn't feel as responsive as it should. Since there wasn't a mantle or vault yet, falling off platforms was very...
Dude, I feel like I haven't like exactly realized it until now, but I feel like having a ledge mantle in an FPS game is so important. And as I say that, my favorite FPS game does not have that. But I feel like just that little like bit of like you hit a ledge and then you don't just like collide with it and fall off. Like just being able to kind of get that extra little, like that feels so good. I feel like that makes such a huge difference. It's funny that Ultra Kill doesn't have that, but I feel like it feels fine in Ultra Kill because you have 3 wall jumps. Like it basically makes it so that if you fall off, you're stupid.
And the wall hop seemed more like a gimmick than an actual mechanic. And lastly, there weren't enough effects to make the movement feel smooth and satisfying. After I started the new project, I wrote down all the stuff
I'm not gonna lie, it's funny that he's shitting on this build, but I'm like, it looks pretty fun already.
The first thing I did was add camera movement for running, wall hopping, and sliding. This alone made a world
that does look
of
better.
difference. While I was making the slide, I accidentally set the rotational value on the side instead of the front, and I got this strange tilt, and I just never fixed it, but I really liked the slide tilt when sliding, so I just kind of kept it. All this to say, the camera movement was
I feel like some other games have that, but I can't think of an example of it right now.
Instead of conserving your momentum like it did previously, I had it reset 2/3 of your momentum and added a capped force in the combined direction between the player inputs and the camera view rotation. This allows for a much snappier and controlled sliding. You can't change direction instantaneously, but you have.
I'm kind of curious what this gameplay is like. Is this like a looter shooter? Is that what I'm...
Another very big change since the previous version.
Is that what I'm getting here?
Weapons. After the second devlog, I realized that shooting with minimal camera effects is optimal for movement or platforming games. Because with too much camera shake or camera movement, the player can lose their orientation in the game world.
These might just be like sandbox levels for him to test shit out too.
Down a lot. This made the shooting and platforming combo a lot more manageable. As you probably noticed,
I mean, this looks really fun.
All the weapon models and most of their sounds as well. I actually brought down a sound designer to come help out with that stuff. Bro has been doing great work so far and helped me engineer almost all of the overcharged weapon sounds, and I'm very glad to be working with him. I also have a programmer now.
That hit marker is huge. Am I crazy? I feel like that's way too big.
Engineer almost all of the overcharged weapon sounds.
I want to look at this.
Very glad to be working with him. I also have a programmer now.
Unless that he put that in post. maybe that's what it is.
Who's been helping me with the coding side of things. You can thank him for the amazing procedural camera animations. And we're cooking up
Okay, I might have seen enough of this one. I will say this game looks sick. And I'm very excited to see where this goes. I think the devlog is a little aimless because I'm like almost 5 minutes in and I'm like, I don't really know where you're going with this. But the game looks very cool. I'm curious if there's... I guess maybe this is just like the nature of a devlog. But truth be told, I'm kind of looking for like... Because I think this is such an invaluable tool for devs. Like to... I mean, the Choo Choo Charles guy basically sold his entire fucking game just off of having funny devlogs. Like, that was it. That did like crazy for him. And I feel like this is good and it's interesting and the game looks cool. But I'm like, I don't know if this is like... Because this video, look at this. Not to just shit on this guy. I think what he's doing is cool. Can I like... Is there a way to zoom in and not have... Okay. Never mind, I guess. But yeah, this video has 240,000 views and he's only converted it into like 8,000 subs. So I'm kind of like, maybe the... I mean, the title is good. I deleted 1 year of my progress on my FPS. But yeah, I don't know. I like the game though. I'm definitely going to check this out. Does it have a Steam page? No, it doesn't look like it does yet. Well, I am subscribing. Put it that way. Okay. Let's see. This one was submitted by Dave. Hang on a sec. Oh, let's watch the apparently 16 second long Beyond Sunset video here. Titled What Could Go Wrong? I feel like I remember seeing this on Twitter. All the T-posing soldiers. That's very funny. Yeah, music. I say it all the time. Music slaps. Actually, is that one of Carl's songs or is that one of the previous ones? Either way, it sounds good. Let's see. Okay, this one is from Dave. And let's see. How long is this? 10 minutes? Okay, we could do it. That's one of Carl's. Okay. I don't know if I downloaded the EP and I don't know if I have that one. That's why I ask. This one says non-Euclidean geometry explained, Hyperbolica devlog #1. But Dave assured me that
Hyperbolic space is so cool.
This is a devlog.
If you've ever seen any kind of visualization, odds are it was this or this. Or,
it was not on the official LC. Okay.
Please stop using this one. But none of these really gave me a feeling of what it's like to live in a curved space. And that was the reason I started Hyperbolica.
Interesting.
So I've come up with what I think is the easiest way to understand hyperbolic space.
This is disorienting.
Let's start off with Euclidean and spherical spaces in 2 dimensions, and then hyperbolic space in 3 dimensions.
Holy shit.
Later.
All right, we're getting right into it.
So here's just a regular, flatland 2D Euclidean plane. It goes on in every direction and has no curvature. But if we add
I'm very familiar with these.
Curvature,
Subscribe to Dumper
you get a
Man.
spherical
Penis.
Shigo. Penis, indeed. Thank you for the 4 months of your 6-month gift sub, courtesy of Marino. I appreciate it. This looks like it'll make my head hurt. I think that's the idea. Let's continue.
shell. This is not a solid ball. There's no inside or outside, just an infinitely thin 2-dimensional shell. We're only looking at it in 3D because we are higher dimensional beings looking down at the Flatlanders.
Oh, yes.
You might think this
Superior.
is really similar to us living on the surface of Earth, but there's actually a big difference.
Oh,
It has
yeah,
to do with
4D
light and
Minecraft. I almost
lines.
forgot about that.
Think about light bending around the curved space of a black hole. Light always travels in the shortest path in a straight line. It's just that the space itself is curved. So if the Earth actually had a spherical spacetime, then looking out at the horizon, the light you see would actually travel all the way around the Earth. In fact, there wouldn't be a horizon anymore. Things would be a lot weirder. Another way to think about curvature is with tiling. There's only 3 ways to tile the Euclidean plane with regular polygons. 4 squares at a vertex, 6 triangles.
This is one of those, like, you know, maybe I use my brain too much, but this is kind of like getting into but why territory. You know? It's like, yeah, that's cool and all, but why?
at a vertex, or 3
We're
hexagons
learning
at a
things,
vertex.
Chico.
If you were to say try pentagons, you'd find that there's not enough
causing
space
pain.
for 4 and too much gap for 3. But those gaps could get filled with spherical curvature, and you have the familiar dodecahedron.
Ah, yes. I understand perfectly.
We can also do 3 squares around each vertex, 3 triangles,
This just feels like different ways to
4 triangles,
make a sphere. I guess to divide
Or
a
5
sphere.
triangles.
A sphere. I did
And
not
just
rush
a
this.
reminder,
Hello.
all these
How's
edges
it going?
are straight lines. Everything lives on that 2-dimensional shell, and there's no 3rd dimension to curve into. We're only using it to help visualize the space.
Uh-huh.
So now let's move on to hyperbolic space. The theme you'll see for the rest of the video.
Okay. We haven't even gotten to the hyperbolic thing yet. So that's great. So that means it's only going to get weirder. Are you following so far, chat? It's only going to get weirder from here.
For everything weird about spherical geometry, the opposite
Nah,
is true
nothing
for
weird about that.
hyperbolic geometry. For example, you just saw that we could have fewer squares around each vertex compared to Euclidean space. So in hyperbolic space, we can have more. But how could you cram in another square? Well, maybe we can do the same trick as the sphere and just bring it out into the 3rd dimension. We can, and here's how it looks. This is
What in the
hyperbolic
fuck?
crochet, courtesy of Mrs. Parade. You can see how 5 squares meet at every vertex now. But it's still hard to visualize everything, even with a 3D model.
To prove my point, I've made a Lovecraftian horror. Did you know that the average human body can sell for 1.4 million, with the small intestine being worth 800K? Huh. I'm rich. I've just decided to sell my small intestine. I'm sure that will go well.
Because if you try to flatten it in one area, everywhere else starts curving. It's impossible to see it all at once, and it gets even worse as we look at bigger and bigger pieces of the hyperbolic plane. Though it does give you a sense of how much larger hyperbolic space is compared to
What
Euclidean.
am I looking at?
And don't forget, These are all still two-dimensional geometries that
It's
we're using
just
an
a
extra
loofah.
dimension to help visualize. If we want to go up to 3D space,
Of course, his wife is like an expert in hyperbolic Lovecraftian horror crocheting. I wish I knew that sooner. I had to move an entire body this weekend. Learning.
Then good luck trying to visualize the 3D surface of a 4D hypersphere.
Is a loofah a hyperbolic
or
shape?
whatever
I
this mess
suppose,
would look like in 4
perhaps.
dimensions. In order to make any sense of things at this point, we're going to need a different way to visualize the hyperbolic plane.
I am getting
trick we're
4D
gonna use
Minecraft
is
vibes
projection.
out of this.
You're probably familiar with 3D projection. That is taking a 3D object and projecting it to your eyeball or a screen. After all, you're looking at this cube on your 2D screen, but you still perceive it as 3D, even though we've completely distorted it. I mean, this is supposed to be a square, but look at all these angles. Is the cube warped? Of course not. It's just that projected angles and distances can change depending on where you look at it from and what projection you use. Similarly, we can project...
Okay, so when you break it down like that, it makes sense, but I know that, like, you know, there's gonna be a point at which he shows me something that just breaks my brain. I'm waiting for it to happen.
Geometry to a flat one, or vice versa. You're probably familiar with the Mercator
4D
projection
chess.
for a sphere, but as you can tell, it introduces distortions. Greenland and Africa look about the same size here, but Africa is actually 14 times larger. Unfortunately, it's impossible
Yeah,
to map a
Mercator.
spherical plane without introducing
Fucking
distortion.
shitty ass
And
map
that's why there's
projection.
hundreds of different projections.
Okay, yeah, it's impossible to project the globe onto a flat surface without distortions, but Mercator is one of the worst, like by far. It's fucking horrible.
Because either distances, angles, areas, or shapes will get distorted, and which compromise you want depends on the application. I'm going to be focusing on a very useful type of projection, stereographic projection.
Okay. That looks pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not going to go into too much detail on this, because Henry Segerman already has a great video that shows how all these projections work on the spherical and hyperbolic planes using just light and shadows.
That's
It's
kinda
super
cool.
cool. So
Imagine
definitely
this
check
in
out that
VR.
video. Also, I want to thank Henry because he's been a huge help with Hyperbolica.
Instead of motion
I really don't
sickness, you
think I
get
could have done it without
existential
him.
sickness.
And his YouTube channel is totally underrated, so go subscribe if you
That
like
does
things
seem like a
this.
cool YouTube channel.
Okay, now that we have a better way to visualize
I might check
spherical
that
and
out
hyperbolic space,
later, though.
we can start making some sense of its weird properties. But first, I have to talk about parallel I mean lines. Parallel lines.
Okay, good.
They don't exist in spherical space. Any pair of straight lines will always converge and intersect eventually, so the whole concept of two things being parallel is not a global property anymore. It's a local phenomena that only exists at a point on the line. And remember how everything hyperbolic is the opposite of spherical? Well, in hyperbolic
Mario
space,
64
lines will
reference
always
at that.
diverge.
I love that
Remember,
track.
both of these are straight lines, just like how this is actually a square. It just depends on what angle you're looking at it from. So walking over to the other line will shift the perspective to see it was straight the whole time.
Okay, I'm a
Speaking
little
of
more
walking,
brain hurt
let's
juice
take a walk on
here.
the sphere. Let's walk up one tile,
Uh-huh.
right one tile, and then down one tile. We're back where we started, and we just walked around a triangle with 3 right angles. In Euclidean space, a triangle's angles have to sum to 180 degrees, but in spherical space, it's always larger. But did you notice that something else weird happened? We walked around without ever changing our view direction, but when we came back to the starting point, everything's been rotated 90 degrees to the left. This is
Wait.
called holonomy, and it's something you don't experience
What
in
the
Euclidean
fuck?
geometry. Basically, as you move around the
I
space,
hate
you
this.
accumulate extra rotation, even if you never change the direction you're facing. So take
Like,
it
it's interesting, but I feel like humans weren't meant to think about this. I feel like human brains were not built to comprehend this. Like, this is just something that we leave it alone. You know, you push it into the corner and just forget about it, even though it may be a thing.
guess what happens
Don't
on
you
a
love
hyperbolic.
holonomy? I think I'm realizing that I hate it, actually.
We'll walk up one tile, right one tile, down one tile, left one tile,
Okay,
And
I'm
finally,
seeing
up
how
one more
this.
time.
I'm seeing how this works, but
Now we've
like
walked out a
what?
pentagon with 5 right angles.
German
This time the
moment,
sum
yeah.
is less than you would expect for a Euclidean pentagon, because polygon angles have a smaller sum in hyperbolic space than Euclidean. And we have the same holonomy effect, but this time rotated in the opposite direction.
Germa would understand this? No, he wouldn't. He would. I don't think he would. Lovecraft was the result of one of those people who say, "Show this shit to a small Victorian child." Ultra kill would kill a small Victorian child. I know that without a doubt. That would be immediately lethal to a young Victorian child.
One last effect I want to talk about is a
I want to see
physical
the
one.
game.
In the real world, objects are made up of smaller
This is very
particles.
interesting, but how
When
do you
an
turn this
object
into a
moves,
game?
All of its particles move as well. But remember, there's no parallel lines in curved space. So an object's particles can't actually all move in the same direction. In spherical geometry, this means you'd experience a sort of squishing tidal force as you try to move through space. This is very similar to spaghettification around a black hole, which
Okay.
is also
Oh
caused by
yeah. No, I totally. Now that you mentioned the spaghettification, I totally understand. All right, cool.
curved space. And in hyperbolic space, objects experience a stretching tidal force as they move. With enough speed and curvature, hitting a hyperbolic baseball could actually rip it apart.
Spaghettification, right,
Okay,
chat?
let's
Very
switch over to
relatable.
some
We've all
formulas.
experienced
How
that.
would a curved space affect the circumference of a circle? It's 2 pi
What's
r
up,
in
JK?
Euclidean space,
I'm
but
doing
it's
good.
pi sine r in spherical
I was
space.
doing good until I started watching a video that hurts my brain, but it's very interesting.
It should kind of make sense why this is true. As the radius gets larger, it reaches a maximum circumference, then shrinks down to 0, and repeats cyclically. Wanna guess what the hyperbolic opposite is? It's
I feel like playing this guy's game might actually be lethal. Like it might actually cause like an immediate brain aneurysm. That's my guess, at least. Like play this to die instantly. Isn't there a VR set now that just kills you like if you die? This is some Dave shit. In no one's surprise, Dave submitted this. Yeah, this is Dave's. This is Dave's doing. Yeah, this is a devlog. We're 9 minutes into an 11-minute video, and not a single iota of game development has been shown. I would just like to point out.
hyperbolic sine, of course. And this is another really good example of just how large hyperbolic space is, because this is basically an exponential here. That means it could take 1,000,000 times longer to walk around a circle than it would to just walk across it.
Wait, is this like the all right, excuse my very small brain take here. But is this the same thing as like the coastline what is it, the coastline paradox or whatever? The dilemma, whatever the fuck it's called? Where like depending on like how fine of units you use to measure a coastline, it's like it can be infinitely large, essentially. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but I feel like that's like the plebeian dumbed down way to describe what he's basically describing here.
Area of a circle also has similar formulas.
It's
Again,
just the
area
Sonic
is
special
exponential
stages.
for hyperbolic space. But interestingly,
I have to look at this
it
game.
grows at the same rate as the circumference, unlike Euclidean space where it grows as the square. The Pythagorean formula also has really beautiful analogs in curved space. And finally, this
We're
is
big
one
fans
of
of
the coolest
Pythagoras
formulas,
here.
and there's no Euclidean version of it. In a unit curved space, you can find the area of any triangle given only its angles. And the formula is so simple. For spherical space, it's just the sum of the angles.
I'm gonna
minus
check out
pi.
that Steam page.
That's it. In hyperbolic space, it's pi minus the sum of the angles. Isn't that neat? And there's a good insight from this formula. Since the sum
That is neat, but this is like my math class where like I learned how to prove an integral, and then my teacher was immediately like, okay, now you're never going to do this again. And then immediately taught us a much easier way to do it. That's what I feel like this is like. We got 10 minutes through the video only to learn that you put the pi at the beginning, and that's it. That's
Isn't
the
that neat?
difference.
And there's
It
a
is
good
neat, though.
insight from
It
this
is neat.
formula. Since
Yes,
the
sir.
sum is always less than 180 degrees in hyperbolic space, it means there's actually a maximum possible area a triangle can have. And that's when all the angles are 0 degrees, and the area is pi. It happens because all lines eventually diverge, so if you tried to make
that is actually kind of cool.
The edges would never be able
I
to
don't
intersect
fully
the
understand
vertex.
it, but that is kind of cool.
So I hope that's given all of you a little better understanding of curved spaces. In the next video, I'm going to talk more about
Bro, that was the whole
three-dimensional spaces,
video.
how I'm able to render them in Unity.
Okay,
And-
we can't. Do we rip another one? I'm like, I feel like I can't believe I went through that whole thing to. Wait, here we go. He's got videos on the game. Next dumpster dive should be on old Flash games. You definitely have my interest. Okay, here's the trailer for the game. Holy shit, this is disorienting. I love the style though, it looks nice. Bro. Yo, Verlet swing? Look up Sonic 3 special stages and tell me they aren't the same. Oh, I have vetoes and punishment points on. Oh shit, I do. Get rid of that. That's for Elden Ring, which will be on Wednesday again if you want to tune in. Oh shit, it's out. The game is out. I don't really understand what it is. Hyperbolica. $17. Yeah, sorry. Not probably gonna drop $17 on it. I'd try like a demo or something. Mind-boggling to say the least. This game blows your mind multiple times each second. 0.6 hours on record. How many times has this man's mind been blown? So what? 0.6 times 60, 36 for 36 minutes times 60. He's had his mind blown at least 2,160 times, but he did say multiple times each second. So let's say an average of 3. This man has had his mind blown 6,480 times about. That's good value for your $17. I don't know what to. This is on my wish list for some reason. If you can't tell, I have far too many games on my wish list. I still don't really understand what this game is, but interesting. Well, there you go. That was Hyperbolica. That was Hyperbolica. Let's see. What is this? New Super Cursed Halo Undefined Edition. Oh, this is pretty long. I am a little bit curious what this is, though. Oh, yeah, look up Sonic 3 spec. Oh, wait. Okay, here we go. First of all, I had this, the Coastline Paradox, which is, see, this explanation probably isn't going to make all that much sense. The counterintuitive observation that the coastline of a landmass does not have a well-defined length. This results from the fractal curve-like properties of coastlines. So basically, depending on how you measure it, the coastline will be a different length. Okay, Wikipedia really wants me to give them money. Not right now, bro. So it's basically just fractals. But maybe that's not the same thing. Maybe it's not the same type of thing. But I did, when he was describing it, this is what I thought of, was the Coastline Paradox. Is there a good video on that? Like a short one? Like a Tom Scott video or something? Coastline Paradox. Oh, Vsauce has done a video on it. Oh, here we go. 2-minute video from Veritasium. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Tom's cock.
I've been driving along Australia's famous Great
Real life
Ocean
lore
Road,
just did one. Yeah, but Veritasium's is shorter.
and I'm stopped here near the 12 Apostles, which are these big sandstone bluffs. Actually, there's only 8 of them left because the others have eroded over time. And erosion is really what's given us this coastline the way it looks now. So that brings to mind a question for me, which is how long is the Australian coastline? Well, if you were to measure it out in
Video's
length
10
of
years
500
old, by the way.
kilometers, you would find that it's about 12,500 kilometers long. But the CIA World Factbook puts the figure at more than double that.
This
over
is an old video,
25,700
but it's 2
kilometers.
minutes long. You
But how
can't.
can it be that we have
can't
two
top
different
that.
estimates for the length of the same coastline? Well, this is called the coastline paradox. The answer is, it depends on the length of measuring stick that you use. So if you connect up the dots from cliff to cliff to cliff, you'll get a shorter length of coastline than if you measure with a smaller measuring stick and measure into every inlet. So what length of measuring stick should we use? Well, in theory, you can go all the way down to the size of a water molecule. And if you do that, then the length of Australia's coast is virtually infinite.
Yeah, this is
Do
the
you believe
coastline
me that
paradox.
you could have a finite area object like Australia bounded by an infinite perimeter? It doesn't seem to make sense. But I can give you another example of this. It's called the Koch snowflake. So what you do is you take a triangle with
It's not about the length of the measuring stick, but the content of its character. So true. So based.
sides of length 1. And then on each side,
I like
add
how this
another
turned into a
triangle with
math
sides
stream.
of length 1/3. Continue doing that again and again forever. And what you end up with is a shape which has a finite area, but an
Coastline
infinite
just
perimeter.
like me. For real, for real.
Shapes like these are called fractals. And many coastlines have this same fractal structure, which means they have some sort of self-similarity
Stream one.
on
I like
many different
chess.
scales. So you can zoom in, and the coastline looks roughly the
Okay,
same.
this animation is.
So if you want to know the
I don't
length
know
of a
if that's
coastline,
it.
you need to first specify the length of your measuring stick, because that's what the answer depends on.
4D chess one. No 4D chess tonight, but I might have something that you guys will equally like. Okay, here's the Sonic 3 special stages, and you know what? You're not wrong. I feel like all they did was just like curve the world a little bit to make it just to make it look like a sphere, but it is kind of like a similar vibe. I remember these levels too. I must have played this game. Did you know that Coca-Cola changed Santa's outfit from green to... What the hell does that mean? Wait, is that real? That can't be real, right? Coca-Cola Santa outfit? Does Santa wear red because of Coca-Cola? This is... Okay. I'm sorry. This is big Coke propaganda. What the hell? Why is it on their website? I feel like they're lying to me. No, it's widely believed that today's Santa wears a red suit because that's the color associated with Coca-Cola. But this isn't the case. Before the Coca-Cola Santa was even created, Saint Nick had appeared in numerous illustrations and written descriptions wearing a scarlet coat. Game Theory made a video on it. On this? I need an alternative source. Okay, what am I being trolled here? This is bigcommerce.com. History has offered many representations of Father Christmas, who has appeared in a range of clothing and colors over time. Perhaps the most famous portrayal, however, is blah blah blah. 4th century bishop depicted in familiar red robes. Okay. Coca-Cola was not around in the 4th century. Again, it would have killed a it would have killed a small child back then. Even just a drop of Coke simply would have caused their heart to stop immediately. Yeah, so it's not true. Turns out it's not true. Big commerce. That's what the website was fucking called, is big commerce. Insane. Okay, this is called, I'm not gonna watch this whole video, but I am like curious what this is about. It's called New Super Cursed Halo Undefined Edition. Video's 36 minutes long.
Hello there, my fellow grunt enthusiasts, and welcome to Cursed Halo Definitive Remastered Special Combat Edition Reloaded Evolution. I was recently invited by Homix Smash to join him in his annual Cursed Halo speedrun charity race.
Cursed Halo
And that caused
speedrun
me to
charity race.
impulsively
Nice.
Drop everything I was working on and update this mod with some new content.
Halo
and
modders
features.
are built
So I
different.
crunched for about a week and added a whole bunch of brand new, janky crap to Cursed Halo.
Oh, this is the guy who made a Dark Souls mod with guns. Yeah, I watched that video. That was also long, but it was a very good watch. I watched it on my 24-hour stream that I did not make it to 24 hours of.
Like this golden grunt who will shower you with his hot, steamy loads of shimmering golden plasma. And this
Nice.
new tool gun, which you can use to delete dropships and completely soft lock the game. Because it's just not Cursed Halo unless the player has the ability to break the game for
Okay,
themselves
you've made it into
and
Gary's
alone.
mod. I
But if
see.
you're not into game-breaking glitches, that's totally fine, because there's also a thruster tool gun to send your enemies into geosynchronous orbit. My personal favorite edition, though, absolutely has to be the expanded D20 random effect list. It is absolutely packed
Oh my
to the
God.
brim with degenerate nonsense. Oh, and it's also probably a good time to note that this is now a stream-safe mod for those people who were worried about getting Thanos off of Twitch. So yeah, download link in the description
Oh my
if you want
God.
to play the mod, and if you don't feel like installing it for yourself, then no problem, because here is an edit of my run from the charity event. I hope you enjoy.
Anyways, we should be good now, so chat, welcome to the stream. We're just gonna try and beat the game as fast as we can,
Hydrate.
and hopefully not be in last place. And I'm gonna try and reach
Most of
chat,
this is
so
just
for
Twitch
chat,
highlights,
reach
okay.
chat.
I kind of
See, I
want to
want
watch
the
a
new
little bit
gun.
more, though.
The new gun is the best gun. Okay, I don't want to go in there. I was thinking about going in there for the overshield, but I decided it was probably not worth it when I saw how many enemies there were. I got the PP gun.
Oh, yes,
I
the
am the
PP gun.
Peace. The height of Covenant technology. So another important gameplay change.
Insane.
In Cursed Halo Remastered Edition. Very important is the RG.
Can we talk about, too? Okay, the title fucked it up, but his charity goal is 42069.
Very core. to the
Very
experience.
nice.
It's a
Very
real gamer
nice.
flashlight.
Okay.
I'm the thick of peace.
Insane. I think I've seen enough of that one, but yeah, wow. Oh, I gotta turn off my veto points. That I'm gonna forget to turn it back on. Actually, I won't need it on the face cam again, probably. That's all right. What is this? How I made the most unnerving Nextbot AI? I don't know what this is. 10 minutes.
If you've been on the internet for long, these probably look familiar to you. This is
Yo, that's the ultra kill level.
familiar to you. This is a Nextbot. Nextbots have recently had a resurgence in popularity, most of the time shown as a rogue PNG that the player aimlessly runs away from to see how long they can survive. Though the perception
I've
of
never
Nextbots
heard
is
of this
mostly
before.
comical, their existence brings up a question.
It's
Why
a Blue
are they so
Album.
unnerving? After we take a deep dive into their history, technology, and psychology, we'll take that information to make our very own
Bunga is
ultimate
coming.
Nextbot. Before making our own, let's understand a bit about these things. For those that don't know, Nextbots are not new. Valve, while making absolute
Okay, I played a game like this that was... I don't think I can play it on stream because I'm pretty sure the song is DMCA. But do you guys know Wide Putin? Actually, fuck it. I'll just play it. Like, all these streams get claimed anyways. Literally all my React streams get claimed, so fuck it. Wide Putin 64. I don't know if this counts, but this is basically the same thing. Holy shit, this has so few views. How did I find this? Yeah, this was a simpler time for Putin. Is this it? No, someone made a game. Someone made a game that's called Wide Putin 64. Oh, here it is. says, Wide Putin walking, but I made it into a game. Wide Putin 64 official gameplay from the Dank Dev.
I made a game about the man himself. That's right, I'm talking about Wide Putin. Wide Putin 64 is an incredible action-packed first-person mystery strategy adventure game.
This
The goal
song
is
actually
simple yet
slaps.
intriguing. Unlock the door to the outside. Why? Because these are Putin's halls. That's why.
I played this game.
But the door is locked, and you must acquire 4 separate keys to unlock your way to freedom. Although it is Russia, that doesn't make sense. It'd be more like Comrade.
This is the video game of all time.
Either
Should
way,
I
you must
speedrun
find
this, chat?
those keys, and to do so, you must hop into all 4 of the paintings, whether they be adorable, horrible, or downright disturbing. This is Wide Putin 64.
I mean, that's it, basically. There's not anything more to it than that. You find the keys and like a PNG of Wide Putin chases you around. That's the game. You can play. I'm pretty sure it's just on itch. Let me see if I can find it. Itch Wide Putin 64. There it is. What do you know? You can literally play it in your browser. Top comment, I'm scared. And the dev responded, would you like me to hold your hand? Holy shit. Run it? Alright, fucking fine, dude. Can I run this in full screen? Okay. Wow, this is disorienting. Okay, bunny hopping makes you go a little faster. He's getting closer. Into the painting. Oh! Where's the key? There it is, there it is. I got it. Do I have to get out now? Into the blue? I can't. He's so close. He's getting closer. Get me out, get me out. Okay. Blue painting. Is that him? I don't even know what's going on. Ah! He missed. I don't know how he missed, but... I put the fucking schmoves on him. Did you see that footwork? There's the key. Okay, we have to get out. I love how it doesn't even make a sound. I want the dev to hold my hand. It's pretty much essential. This game is far too scary to play otherwise. I'm in the blue world. Oh, he's close. Get out. Okay, we're out. Okay, what's left? The red world? I need to get like a live split going for this. Oh, he's close. Get in! Oh, we're tiny. Oh, we're fucking tiny. Okay, where's the key is the real question. Oh god. Oh no. I can't even walk up the carpet. First try? I don't know, man. The red world is evil. Also, my gravity is like the same. So I jump insanely high. Wide Putin lives in your walls. I've always known that to be true. Okay, where the fuck is the key? This is the real time loss here. He's like really far away, which is nice. Not anymore, he's not. Okay, the key is not down here. Can I get back up or am I soft locked? Mouse POV, accurate. Oh, Okay, he went behind me. I think he moves around the map randomly. Like, it feels like it, at least. I love how he's just blaring the song. You are a mouse in my house. Is this what your house looks like? Can Wide Putin hold my hand? I think you die if Wide Putin holds your hand. That may be an unsettling fact, but I'm just letting you know. This is what people under 5 foot see every day. So true. I feel like the real key here is, no pun intended, it's just, oh! That actually made me jump. Stay over there, bro. Stay over there. The footsteps go so fast, it sounds like you're on all fours. Yeah, that's true. Okay, now he's over here. I don't know how this, like, how this AI works. Okay, I feel like I'm barely back to where I started, and I still have not seen the key. Oh, that's beautiful. What an image. Come on, come on. The AI doesn't work, that's how. Yeah, it's doing something. Probably not. The I in AI might be a little generous. Reminds you of Mr. Krabs walking. Where the fuck is this key? It's gotta be in this room, right? I don't know where the key is. I don't know where the key is. Am I soft locked? What's going on? I can't find the key. Alright, I give up. I give up. Sorry, Putin. Let's finish this. Let's finish this video. Jesus Christ.
Pieces in their source engine such as TF2 and
So yeah, that's my exposure to what this video is about.
God.
Illusory wall. Ooh, is Wide Putin 64 a Souls-like? That's the real important question.
They needed better navigation for massive hordes of zombies and robots. Something
Hello,
that could
neighbor,
more
if it was
easily
good.
target
True.
and hunt down
I'm with
players.
you.
So this means that technically, Nextbots have been chasing players since 2008, Left 4 Dead's release date. But why use a Nextbot instead of a good old-fashioned NPC? Normal NPCs use a node system to navigate. If you want an NPC to be able to traverse a map, you have
Oh, I'm
to
still on
place
face cam.
nodes
I'm
in
sorry.
order-
I apologize.
2008, Left 4 Dead's release date.
I
But
should
why
back.
use a Nextbot instead of a good old-fashioned NPC? Normal NPCs use a node system to navigate. If you want an NPC to be able to traverse a map, you have to place nodes in order to communicate exactly where
What?
it
So
can
what
travel.
is a
If it
Nextbot?
isn't able to trace a path between these nodes to its destination, then the NPC doesn't know how to get there.
It just clips through
This means
walls.
that if a map is more complex and has more obstacles, you have to place many more nodes for the NPC to move anywhere with efficiency. All in all,
Okay.
the NPC gets the job
You
done.
played Weird
but it's not
RPG.
super
No, I saw it in
efficient.
Iron Pineapple's
A
video, but I
Nextbot,
haven't played
on the
it.
other hand, uses something a little more sophisticated called a nav.
Put a node system
A
in
nav
GZ
mesh
Doom
is
because
similar
I'm
to
a
node
monster.
system, but instead of using points, it uses entire areas of space. By placing down and connecting polygons in a map, you can tell the bot which areas of the map it can be in.
I'll
and
buy
which
it for
areas
you
lead
right
into
now. You don't have
others.
to do that.
Instead of having only nodes to walk between, it has access to entire areas to make a decision on how to get somewhere, leading to overall better navigation. As Valve's technology became more open to the public through Gary's mod, Steam users Zyzen and Nate Wingman back in 2013 posted the first Nextbot of its kind to the Steam Workshop.
It's an AI that
It was called
chases you.
Sanic the Hedgehog.
Discord
Sanic
DM
ended
me
up
your
garnering
Steam
a
friend
large
code.
amount of popularity, and naturally, the workshop was flooded with low-effort Nextbots that just had a
I mean,
or a
I
distorted
don't
face and
want.
some texture.
I feel
The
bad. I
creative
don't.
process for making
You don't need to
them
buy a game
hasn't
for me.
changed much. Most just take the base Sanic Nextbot and change the PNG and sounds in order to stamp their submission into the ever-growing library of Nextbots. The reason I think that
Cargobot.
this way of making Nextbots remains popular, besides them being easy to make, is because they're fun to watch and easily shareable through videos. When you see Obunga chasing down a player on a
I have
creepy map
money, I am
somewhere on social
momentarily
media,
rich.
it's admittedly
Okay.
entertaining. The way it awkwardly slides along the floor in an unfittingly eerie
What the fuck?
but more importantly, why are they so unnerving? Something so simple and rudimentary shouldn't be this unsettling, right? but something about them makes them almost scarier than NPCs or AI with fully fledged models and animations. What exactly does a Nextbot have?
So Wide
that
Putin
others
is
don't?
kind of a Nextbot, but he doesn't exactly chase you, we have found. That's not quite what he was doing.
Be honest, have you ever seen an AI move like this before? Being chased by a picture feels like it just shouldn't happen in a game. So when it does, it almost feels like a subtle nod to the fact you are playing a game. A sort of fourth wall break. They also render as if they don't exist in the game's world, instead rendering like evil UI elements going towards you.
Holy shit.
And not only are they coming towards you, they are tracking you down with laser-like accuracy thanks to their nav mesh pathing.
Get that
Although, with
unnerving feeling
Nextbots
while
being
playing
more of an
Minecraft? That's
experiment than
interesting.
anything, most of them haven't been designed with a great horror experience in mind. Nextbots will always chase you down. When you are always chased, you have no time to feel shivers down your spine and realization that something is coming after you. You're only focused on running away and avoiding this thing. We will soon fix this.
Got more
Gmod maps
what?
are
Vintage
terrifying.
CG?
Walking
Oh.
around on a Gmod map alone is enough to build tension in someone.
Dude, this is real. Like the source backrooms are such a real thing. I just remember like just empty ass Gary's Mod maps always feeling just really eerie.
Liminal space. This is just one example of
Wait,
a
I'm
terrifying
stupid. I could just search up your name.
Walking
Yes,
through
you
the
can do
first
that.
hallway, I felt the liminal being directly injected into my veins.
Yeah, Gmod
Eerie,
maps are just like a
terrifying,
very special,
impressive.
unique vibe.
The amount of effort that was put in to create a map that pinpointed such a feeling is incredible, but their effort mixed with a loud screaming Nextbot can ruin the experience. All that tension is gone because our focus is elsewhere. We need to make an entity to direct that creepiness of the map towards. We need to make the entire map feel alive and like it's watching you somehow. And the map isn't the only thing we can utilize.
Dumper, you should make Pilk and drink it on stream. What is Pilk? I feel like I'm gonna regret asking this, but what is Pilk? I don't like that combination of letters. Pepsi plus milk. Oh, good God. Okay. Yeah, sure. I'll get right on that. The Pepsi curdles the milk. Yeah, I thought as much. That sounds awful. One time I made an Irish car bomb the wrong way, and that like can curdle the cream. I didn't realize it was happening though. So I had one sip of it, immediately realized something was wrong, and then poured it out. That was gross, though.
We can use the creepiness of Gary's Mod itself. The bulk of the assets in Gary's Mod were scraped together from Valve's previous two titles, Half-Life 2 and
Gilk
Portal.
is the way to go.
These games
God.
were already designed to invoke a feeling of
I don't even want to
desolation.
know.
The destroyed models and old crunchy textures that were imported have always made the game feel eerie, especially placed in a sandbox where the dark themes of Half-Life 2 and Portal are absent.
I feel
There's
like
an
Portal
incongruence
doesn't feel
between-
eerie. Portal feels like very sterile but kind of cozy. You know?
The lighthearted
There's
tones of
maybe an
Gary's Mod
eeriness
and
to
the
it, I guess,
residual
but-
atmosphere of those other games, creating this unshakable, uncanny feeling, which will be very helpful later. There are also some that have lots of memories in previously populated maps, and even the other games in the same engine. This gives a sense of liminality, making the map feel like it should be busy, but everyone vanished.
Is my
These
username
are
not
massive
Dumpster Man?
tools.
All right, if you insist, I will send you my friend code. But I'm just telling you right now, I don't. Wait, what is this? How do I? I don't even know where to get my friend code, and I don't want to waste that much time. I have no idea where to get my friend code, apparently. Hello? I give up for now. My name is Dumpster. It's Dumpster Spaceman. Like Space Man. Maybe that'll help you. But I'm not spending any more time on this.
If Gmod itself is creepy, then it shouldn't be a problem at all to take that tension that Gmod builds up and direct it into something. This is Gargatron, a Nextbot designed with all of these principles in mind in an attempt to create the most unnerving Nextbot AI. The biggest way we can utilize
Gargatron.
the already unsettling nature of Gmod's engine and maps is by making Gargatron not always chase you. It has 3 different behaviors:
Okay.
stalking, chasing, and hiding. I'll explain the reasons for all 3 of them after. Chasing
But what if it just randomly moved around the map and blared the Wide Putin music? I think that would be much scarier.
is exactly what you'd expect. It will run at you at full speed, screaming in true Nextbot fashion. Stalking is its default and starting mode. It will slowly move its way towards you, playing a sound that gets louder and louder the closer it gets. Lastly,
Bro,
hiding,
it is Wide
but it will
Putin.
quickly run away to a random spot on the map. When you spawn Gargatron in, it will immediately teleport to a random spot
Oh my God.
and start its stalking phase, inching its way towards your location. But why exactly do we need the stalking phase? When making Gargatron, I wanted to lean on the unsettling nature of Gary's mod and complement it with his AI, so the stalking phase is necessary to add some downtime. Some time for you to feel chills after you realize you just spawned something in that's after you and you have no idea where it is.
This is a cool
When
map that
Gargatron
he's on. I don't
finally
know that
enters
I've
your
ever
line
seen
of
this
sight
one.
After stalking, it will flip a coin. On heads, it will enter its hiding behavior and run out of view, making sure that you saw it.
That's
After
pretty
hiding,
cool.
He stalks you again, building that tension even further and making an already terrifying map even more terrifying. And if he flips tails,
Holy shit,
better
that's
start.
good.
But if you escape him for long enough, he will stop chasing you and end up moving to a new spot, starting the stalking process over again. What this behavior is aiming to mimic is some sort of artificial sentience and unpredictability. By making it react to you in a random way, it feels like it has some kind of thought process going on. In no way is Gargatron perfect, but the behavior, the uncanny and creepy feel of the PNG Nextbot design, the pinpoint accuracy of the nav mesh, and not even to mention SCP-079's horrifying face, and some spine-chilling sounds from Silent Hill and FNAF, we have what I believe to be the most unnerving Nextbot. Here are some of the most unsettling moments I recorded while messing around with it.
Oh, he's coming. Oh! That's pretty good. It's amazing how much better those just like simple tweaks made it. Bro, this is just something wicked. Something wicked is just a Nextbot. The sounds he chose are interesting. Definitely add some atmosphere. The next spots are just Wide Putin 64. Really paved the way. Next spots are more scary if they're funny. That's kind of true. Yeah, this is more, yeah, I have 100 hours in Ultra Kill. That would be me. This is more like just a horror NPC monster. The Saul Goodman one is way better. Is that a thing? Holy shit. Oh, what the fuck? How is it right behind him? Uh-oh. If you can think of a next spot, someone has probably made it. Oh, he's gone!
If you enjoyed this video, there are
Okay, there was a follow-up to this, you said? Oh yeah, you posted it. Improving Gargatron. All right. This is
So a YouTuber
interesting.
named Gargan recently uploaded.
Oh, this is a
video where
different
he
guy.
created-
Wait, this guy sounds familiar. Why do I recognize this? No, he just, I don't know who he sounds like.
A much better Nextbot that's
He
able to
sounds
play
like
some mind
Charlie.
games with players
That's not who
rather
I
than
was
just
thinking
blindly
of, but
chase
it
them.
does kind of sound like Charlie.
It's a great video, and if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend you pause
So yeah,
this
this
one,
is a different
go
guy.
watch that one, and then come back. There'll be a link to it in the description below.
Charlie, but he lives
now,
in
if
Utah.
you're still here, I'm assuming you've
I'm
already
wondering
seen
how
this
you
video,
arrived at
so
that
you know how
conclusion,
his
but-
Nextbot works. But just in case, here's a brief summary for clarity.
Go off.
His bot can occupy one of 3 different states at any given time: stalking, chasing, and hiding. When stalking, the bot's
Charlie, but he
approach is
lives in
slow and
Ohio.
methodical, with every step being deliberate. Once the bot gets within a proximity of the player in this state, it'll flip a coin to either begin chasing or run away and hide. These behaviors alone already add a ton of unpredictability to what is normally a pretty simple bot, but we can add more, and that's what I hope to accomplish here today.
Okay, what is he gonna do? I'm
start,
curious
let's
how
add
like
some depth.
I'm curious how you improve on that framework without making it just not a Nextbot anymore. Right?
To the hiding mechanic. How about when the bot reaches its desired hiding spot, it'll flip another coin. One side ditching its hiding spot.
No one
and
lives in
resuming its
Ohio.
stalk against its
No,
victim,
that's the real scary
and
thing
the
about
other side
Ohio is
setting
that
up an
people do
ambush
live
against the
there.
unsuspecting player. The bot will stay in its hiding spot and disable its own noises.
It's
making it
almost
completely
worse.
undetectable unless directly spotted. When the bot spots a player in this state, it'll immediately enter a chase mode, hunting down the player with great speed and agility. If the bot is not spotted within a certain amount of time, it'll give up its ambush and resume stalking the player. That alone is a pretty good addition. It allows the bot to catch you by surprise.
I love how he's doing this
creates
on,
more tension as you never
GM
know if it's waiting
Construct.
silently around a corner for the chance to catch you off guard. So let's say you turn a corner and get jumped. Now you're in a regular chase, but we can add some depth to this mechanic too. When a chase begins, the bot will choose between a regular chase
I love how he's
and a
shooting at
toying
it as if
chase,
it does
where it will
anything,
deliberately
but it
slow
seems
its
like it
speed
doesn't.
down when it gets close enough to the player, as if it's allowing its victim to think they actually have a chance of escaping it.
I know someone who
But
lives
what if
in
you're pretty
Ohio.
nimble and can actually just juke the bot regardless of its toying
Yes,
with you or
Chico
not?
does live in Ohio.
Well, I bet it would get pretty angry.
I've been to Ohio.
If you manage to escape
didn't
a
like
chase
it,
3
but I've been.
times, the bot will become enraged, letting out a piercing howl and gaining breakneck speeds.
Oh my god.
It'll take corners much sharper, accelerate much faster, and move a lot quicker than normal. If you manage to escape it in this phase, however, the bot will grow tired, entering a state of reduced speed to allow some distance from it while it recovers.
That just
Along with those changes,
this just seems like unnecessary. It feels like
I tweaked a couple of other values to make the bot overall a little more
I don't know.
conniving and mischievous.
it's interesting,
It'll
but
hide more when spotted, ambush a little bit more, etc.
I feel like the previous one captured like the spirit of the Nextbot a little better than this one. This one just feels like a horror, just a
Now, I could
sort of
keep adding
generic
more,
horror
and
monster.
In the future I plan to, but I think for now these are pretty solid improvements. The Nextbot now has a sense of cunning, allowing it to make choices about its time with the player. It can toy with you even more, and has a much greater potential for some frantic and heart-pounding encounters. So now that we've got our bot set up, let's see some
Mountain Dew
actual
that has
gameplay
beer
with
in it. I think everywhere has the alcoholic Mountain Dew now. I don't think it has beer in it, but unless that's a thing in Ohio. Angry Birds gummies. What? Oh, this is like the Backrooms map. Yeah, I don't know, like... I feel like this guy went through a lot of effort to make something that is not all that much better than what the last guy made. Is that crazy to say? Yeah, he does have that Gmod movement. Although, like, source movement is kind of like always the same. Taking a screenshot. What are Angry Birds gummies? I mean, I can imagine what they are, but... But, like, what's the big deal? I don't get it. Holy gifts. I don't think it's too crazy to say that. It's just interesting to see another person try his hand at the same concept. Yeah, no, for sure. I do think if you push this idea far enough, though, you just have basically like an enemy NPC. Like, Like, congrats. You've taken something that was unique and different, although rudimentary, and made it into something that already exists, basically. I think I've seen enough of this. It is very interesting, though. Have you played Anomalous? Anomalous. No, I don't think so. What is this? I don't think I've ever seen this before. It looks interesting though. Hydrate. Amongulus. Yeah, no, I've never seen this. Interesting. Featuring a heavy metal techno soundtrack. All right. It's 4 a.m. This is scary. Well, I'm done with the next bots for now. In fact, interviewed the guy trying to fix Dark Souls 2. I am kind of curious about this one. This will be the last like development related one I watch. And then I think I'll move on. Add me and it'll be there in a second. Okay, listen. Don't just buy me games, please. I've been kind of on the fence about it, but the thing is, I don't want to normalize people spending money to buy me games just because they want to see them on stream. So please don't do that. Save your money. I don't care. Please don't do that. I'm buying you one game just this once. If you're gonna get me one, get me the weird RPG or whatever. But even then, I don't want to normalize this. Have you played My Summer Card? No, I have not. Found some Angry Bird gummies sold by Walmart for $20 fucking. Okay, let's watch this Dark Souls 2 one. Yeah, My Summer Car looks interesting. I haven't tried it.
I'm Stade. I'm a lighting artist and graphics programmer, hobbyist. I just mod games because I enjoy doing it, and also because there's no game industry presence where I live. There's something intended to be conveyed to the player about the world's design through basically every aspect of it. Dark Souls 2 generally lacks that. It feels very video gamey and kind of shallow a lot of the time.
I wish I knew more about Dark Souls 2.
Thank you for doing a video on
My Summer Car is the definitive Finnish experience.
Would you explain?
I have seen some like full Dark Souls 2 overhaul mods out there, which I think are interesting. Oh, this is a graphical mod. You mean White Hell? True.
What exactly are you attempting to do with Dark Souls 2 at the moment?
Do I want another video?
So it started with just doing lighting.
I don't know. Don't post anymore. You can post it, but I might not watch it because I'm already getting to the end of what I wanted to do in terms of reacting. But yeah, I mean, go ahead and send it. I guess I'll look at it, but I might not watch it on stream.
On first.
Oh, okay.
But yes, it's game dev related.
I shelved that because we can't do new light maps at the moment.
Okay.
Dark Souls
There's
1's
gameplay tweaks. Okay,
very
interesting.
Limited, especially compared to Dark Souls 2's. It's very primitive and simple. Actually moved on to Dark Souls 3 from that because there weren't any modding tools for Dark Souls 2 at the time. For the record, I don't like Dark Souls 3 very much. So this was kind of out of desperation. There were other developments along
What
the way.
a
DS
weenie.
tools eventually got started up by
That's my
Kalash,
favorite one.
which allowed editing actual point lights and stuff, setting things to cast shadows and whatnot. Still super painful and slow going.
Yeah, I'll look at those
and then
after
I learned
this.
that filter params are basically the same.
I might
as
not have scrolled
keyframes,
down
just
far
slightly
enough,
different.
but
I managed to convince DK eventually to also support those, and then immediately jump ship to Dark Souls 2 and stop working on Dark Souls 3 entirely.
Okay, so you've been working on mods for Dark Souls 1 and then Dark Souls 3, and now
it
you're
does
working on
look
Dark Souls
better,
2,
I
and
think.
you may return to the previous games in future.
Whenever I see footage of Dark Souls 2, you can tell it's Dark Souls 2 because it looks so slow and like, I don't know. Like everything just looks like like it's moving in slow motion. It's really weird. But this looks better to my eyes
To when light map
without knowing all that much
making
about
becomes
Dark
more
Souls
of a thing.
2.
So you have this one square of really nice lighting, and then everything around it is completely broken because there's literally no light map space there. It's all using like the same pixel.
Right, so those 3 archways are lit very well, but
Yes.
nothing around it, you mean? Oh, wow.
Yeah. Because the sun is hitting that archway.
It's not to do with memory of the game, it's just how they set it up, how they...
It kind of is. It was done to save memory, at least.
Is this footage from the mod?
So if they had fully light mapped everything with the same level of detail, either the light maps would have to be really low res and blurry, or
This
they
is
would be
Dark
using a lot
Souls
of memory.
1.
I've seen on your streams, you seem to have the actual game playing, which you're moving through physically, and then you have some sort of 3D map or model copy open in, is it Unity?
Yeah, so that's DS Tools, and that's a plugin for Unity made by Katallash.
Okay.
Oh, that's
which
kind of cool.
Imports the game's maps into Unity, interprets them so that Unity can edit them, and then sort of repacks and reshuffles things to make them back to like the game's format.
So what's the actual process then?
Yeah, I'm curious what you
it's
think of
very
that game.
obvious
It
you're not
looked-
just
it looked
changing a few
interesting.
sliders to affect the whole game's lighting or anything like that.
Oh, I wish I was.
You're like walking through the game section by section, and then I guess what are you doing? You're analyzing the map, seeing what things you could improve, and then going from there.
It does
Pretty
look
much,
really
yeah.
good.
At least I try to be that organized. I'll give things a run through. I'll especially try to looking at concept art or pre-release footage.
Yeah,
if there is
DS
some
Tools is
available.
crazy. I didn't realize that was how they made map edits. Was that they just pulled them into right into Unity. That's crazy.
Try to figure out kind of what I want to emphasize with the level. What is its kind of gimmicks?
People who make mods blow my mind. Now, again, not that you have to do everything in life for profit or for work. Like it's cool, obviously, to just have like hobbies too. But the amount of time and effort being put in by some modders is like the same or more than some like full ass game developers. And that shit blows my mind. Because they're basically doing that for free. I've seen some maybe have Patreons, but that's it. That's literally it. It's wild.
So for like Forest of Fallen Giants, it's militarized, and a battle took place here a long time ago, and now it's overgrown by forest. How am I going to emphasize or just kind of better sell these aspects of this level as opposed to just doing the Dark Souls 3 thing? Of
It is
just adding in
cool.
a whole
He
lot
has
of
like an
boxes
art book or a game
everywhere.
guide or something. That's
Which Dark Souls 3
pretty
has
cool.
a lot of boxes.
We love crates.
Yeah, there's crates, there's barrels, it's just so much. There's tables.
it's the art
sometimes,
book.
there's
Yeah, I
chairs.
like that though.
Just to show off their like destruction physics.
Yeah.
probably. Just a flex.
Dude, there's something so just like satisfying about rolling into a bunch of barrels in Dark Souls 3. Like there's just like it's like the crunch or something of just crushing all those at once. It's nice.
Kind of walk through the space, look at it, look at concept art, look at what lore there is behind.
What's the longest
area
I've
and its
streamed for?
characters.
I went for 18 hours one time. It was supposed to be a 24-hour stream. It was like 18 and a half hours. But I ended a little bit early because I was tired. It's hard to stream for that long. Yeah, I went 18 hours.
Figure out what it's all about, and then try to convey that more strongly, or just pretty it up in a way that makes sense for the area.
The 3D map copy you have open in Unity, when you make your changes in that, do the changes happen in real time in the game as you're walking through it?
For lighting, yes.
Okay.
Because Katallash is God, and he managed to hook Unity
That's
into
really
the game's engine
interesting.
to read like the lights in memory, so you can modify them.
Wow,
This is wild to
really
me.
cool. Yeah.
Amazing.
So I want to see.
Other things don't.
Sorry, I'm gonna skip
Popular Dark
ahead.
Souls mods like the Enemy Randomizer, Daughters of Ash, Cinder's mod, all of those. Actually, try other people's mods. It's just
I want to. I just haven't because.
Absolutely.
Okay. I think I've seen about enough of this. That is very cool though. I didn't honestly. There's a lot that I didn't know that you could do with Dark Souls. Coffee Stain Studios, 6 things we're never adding to Satisfactory. All right. I'm assuming this will be kind of a quick one, so it's a little long. But I didn't know they did that they did dev logs for this, so this will be interesting.
Hey everyone, my name's Jason. I'm a community manager at Coffee Stain Studios, and today we're talking about things that we're never adding to Satisfactory. Never. We're going to be talking about things that that aren't going to come to Satisfactory. Why are we going to talk about them? Because I think it might just.
You know what's a trend that I like that this made me think of? Is in is it IGN? I don't even know who does it, but like the devs reacting to speedruns, I love those videos. Those are really entertaining and usually has some good insight. Yeah, I feel like if nothing else, the whole goal of like today's dumpster dive was just to highlight some of the interesting content that's being made on games, like on YouTube. Because I think that this is I don't know. I think this is kind of like an underrated, powerful tool for developers to get the word out. And even shit like that, I feel like goes a long way. Like the Doom Eternal one. I feel like I watched that one. I can't remember though. I know I've watched Risk of Rain, Neon White. There's a few others that I've watched, but yeah, they're good.
Be interesting.
You know how YouTube has recommended search terms whenever you click into the search bar? Yeah. What about it?
To talk about what's not coming.
There's a Boomerang X one. I don't think I've seen that one, but that sounds cool.
Before we get into it, I have two little news points to talk about real quick. And the first is merch.
I want to skip.
Have,
I want to skip the news because
I
don't
adding
care.
To the game. Now, before I do get right into it, another little disclaimer. I'm sorry. I'm just doing this because I think it might be fun, and you guys might find the reasons why we're not adding things interesting. And this is not a video where I'm trying to like stop people from requesting things. If you hear these next 6 things that we're not adding, and you still like them, and you want to let us know, by all means, let us know. We want to keep the communication.
This is an
open.
interesting like concept for a video.
Whenever you
I
want,
will say.
You want, and whatever it is, so you can still do that in comments below and things like that. But the best place is by far the QA site. questions@satisfactorygame.com. We always want to hear what it is that you guys want. Yeah, bug reports or suggestions can go there. So without further ado, let's get on to the first thing. The first thing that we're not adding to Satisfactory is going to be base defense or tower defense, those kinds of elements of the game. So a lot of people have requested.
I thought that Satisfactory had this, but maybe I'm just thinking about it from, because I've played Factorio. Maybe that's just what I'm thinking of, because Factorio has that, and I just assumed that 3D Factorio would also have that. Interesting. I just kind of assumed that was the thing.
To have creatures attack your factory, and then you need to sort of fight them off, repair your factory potentially, or build turrets to make sure that your factory stays safe.
There is a plus shit in the
the
background.
fauna attacking your factory. This is not something that we're actually going to be adding to Satisfactory. It's something that's been requested, but we have said it for many years that this is not an element of gameplay that we'll be adding.
Factory maintenance. Okay, I don't know anything about Satisfactory, so I'm not going to watch this whole thing, but I find the concept of this video interesting. The only thing I don't like is, like, I guess I don't know how you would show, like, gameplay elements that you're not adding, but it's just the dude talking to the screen the whole time. Okay, and then the last one I'll watch this Dead Space one. Oh, fuck, it's 19 minutes long. Good, it's just too long. Okay, I'm not going to watch that one. Sorry. I apologize. I'm not going to end up watching that one. But, yeah, I might watch that later. But at this point, I think I'm just getting to the end of this segment. Okay, there was one more thing I wanted to show, though. Green energy is the interesting one. I mean, I just think that video is going to be lost on me because I don't know anything about that game. I gotta kind of dig for this one. Yes, here it is. Okay. This is a video from Game Maker's Toolkit that I thought was really interesting. And this is what I want to end off on. Because this is one of the most interesting videos, or not videos, really, about game design that I've ever seen.
I've made countless YouTube videos where I show you how design decisions can change the way games work.
Yeah, Game Maker's Toolkit's good.
But what if I didn't have to just show you? What if you could feel those changes for yourself?
I think you guys will find this interesting.
That's the idea behind the Platformer Toolkit, a new interactive video essay that lets you see firsthand how subtle tweaks and adjustments can change how a game feels. So the game stars Kit, a platformer hero with, you'll surely agree, bad controls. Her run is all slippery, her jump is
So
super
basically,
floaty, and the whole thing just feels
they made a game where the premise is debugging the game, like, and making it work well. A platformer game.
pretty boring and lifeless. So then, I give you access to the toolkit, a powerful set of panels.
So anyways, I don't think we don't need to watch the whole video, but what I can do is I can play the game. I played it before, and I think I got through it really fast, but here we go. Can I full screen this, or maybe if I just do it like this? Music's a little loud. Just turn that down quick. Is that better? Have a Christmas party at school tomorrow. Hell yeah.
Hi, I'm Mark Brown, and this is the...
God, it's fucking loud. Turning it down even more.
Platformer Toolkit, an interactive game design playground all about platformer character controllers. So, I want you to meet Kit. She's the protagonist of this platformer, but I'm
Hi, Kit.
really not happy with the way she controls. Have a play and see what you think. You can use a keyboard or a controller. Hit
Oh,
the
controller.
Continue button when you're ready.
I just slide around like I'm on fucking ice skates. Yeet.
Okay, this doesn't feel great, right?
No, it feels
is
like
really
shit.
Slippery, her jump is floaty, and the whole thing just feels a bit flat and lifeless. So, let's start tweaking things. You can now open the toolkit and get to work.
Okay, what are we doing here?
Alright, welcome to the toolkit. This is where we can tweak Kit's variables to change the way she works, giving you a chance to see how different stats can change the way a platformer feels. We'll start with the run. You can grab this handle and move it up and down to change how fast Kit runs. And then this handle changes Kit's acceleration, or how long it takes to reach.
I wonder how
maximum.
glitchy you can make
And
this game. Yeah,
one
that's a good
changes
point.
the deceleration, or
So we
how
probably
long
want-
it takes Kit to stop when you let go of the controls. Have a play and see how it changes the way Kit moves when she's on the ground. You can run around while the toolkit is open, or close it to return to the level. Hit continue when you're ready.
What does instant movement do? Turn speed? It's instant. What happens if I like pull these in? I'll make them like instant. Stop. Oh my god, the acceleration. Wait, can I? Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, Kit, you can do it. Oh, shit. Okay, that is painful. We make the speed max and instant.
So
All right, next.
A really long acceleration means you have to build up and maintain speed, like Sonic the Hedgehog. But a really short acceleration gives you a character who is super snappy and responsive, like in Celeste. There's no right answer here. It depends on the sort of gameplay you're after.
This actually unironically feels pretty good. It's really fast, but
controls can make it easy to tumble off the end of platforms. As for top speed, well, that kind of depends on how much you can see. So let me unlock the camera panel. Click over when you're ready.
let's do it.
Okay, so here we can change how the camera works. We can change the zoom level. A wide view might be good for a very fast character, for example. In the top right, we've got a few sliders. Damping makes the camera slowly ease into position rather than snap into place. And look ahead makes the camera, well, look ahead, because the traps and pits in front of you
That's
are
too
more
much.
important than what's behind.
What does damping do again? Oh, right. Well, that feels pretty good. What do you think? Maybe it needs more look ahead. Yeet!
There's a reason why game designers call it the 3 C's: character, controls, and camera. The way we track and show the character's movement is just as important as the movement itself. But now,
Holy
let's
shit,
move on
I'm
to the
making a
most
video
critical
game.
part of any platformer.
Real.
Jump. I've unlocked the panel, so click over when you're ready.
Jump time.
Okay, this is the jump panel.
Oh,
The
God.
yellow curve illustrates the player's jump arc, and you can change that by dragging these handles. This one changes the maximum height of the jump, from a short hop to a big springy leap. And then this one changes how long it takes the player to reach that point.
Oh my God.
Before coming back down to the ground.
Make the
There's
jump
one
tiny.
more handle though. In many platformers, the character drops faster than they jump, which can be achieved by increasing the player's gravity on the way back down. This handle lets you add a
I can't even
downward
get up.
gravity multiplier, so see how that feels.
Oh my, what? Boing, boing, boing. Air control. We need to max that baby out. All right. Yeet.
Getting the perfect jump can take months of tweaking and testing. It's the
This
most
music
important
goes.
and common action of pretty much any platformer, and so a floaty, imprecise, or fiddly jump can destroy
Oh, the camera
the
kind of
fun
doesn't like
of
this
that
jump
game.
though. I keep
Hopefully
getting
you've
like
found
way
some
above
numbers that
the.
work for you, but we're not quite done yet. Let me unlock the assist panel for you.
Assist.
Alright, let's talk about assists. These are almost invisible tweaks and changes that bias the game in the player's favour. Click on the question marks to learn more about how they work. You can also
What is-
slow down time while on this panel to see these subtle tweaks working in slow
I need to know what coyote time is.
When you press the jump button, the game checks if the character is on the ground before letting you spring into the air, which normally works great, but it can mean you'll miss the jump if you're just a few pixels off the ground. These two features remedy that. Coyote time lets the player jump for a few frames after running off the edge of a platform. Meanwhile, if you're coming down
Max
to
it
earth
out.
and press jump
Wait.
before you hit the ground, Jump Buffer will remember your input for a few frames and then issue the jump as soon
Buffer
as
it. Wait, how much buffering do we have? Okay, that's quite a lot of buffering. Terminal velocity? Oh, whoa. Wait, what? Rounded corners is good. This is basically what I was talking about. Look at this. Holy shit. Yeah. Slow-mo. That's so weird.
A platformer is all about testing the player's skill
Yeah.
and mastery of the controls.
And that's exactly
But
what
that
mine
doesn't
will be
mean
like.
It needs to be pixel precise. That can feel frustrating and unfair. We sometimes want to recognize the player's intention rather than their exact commands. And so small cheats
It takes
in
me
their
so
favor
long to
go
come down.
a long way. Anyway, it's time for the final panel. Let's get juicy.
Let's get juicy. All right, we're
There's
adding
some
juice.
game design wisdom that says if a player does something a lot, make it feel good. And in a platformer, that's running and jumping. So on this panel, you can make various tweaks to the character's presentation.
Okay,
including
well,
buttons, squash and
I think
stretch,
we all know.
a trail, a tilt, and sound effects. You don't always want to crank each handle to the max. Sometimes a little goes
What'd
a
you
long
say?
way.
What'd you say, Mark? What'd you say? Look at this landing. Boom! Oh, the rounded corners get me over it. A double jump. right, I've given it all the juice I'm gonna give it.
Platformer feel good is largely about tweaking numbers, cheating for the player, and adding juice. And so now you have all the tools you need to make the character feel the way you want. And now it's time for your final test. I've just unlocked the full level, and I want to see if you can make a character that feels good to control in this environment. Play with Kit's speed,
I can't even get it. This is so horrible.
Tight, responsive and fun.
Yeah,
Now,
no,
it's
we're already
important
there.
to note
Already there,
that in
Mark.
real game development, the level would usually be made to suit the character, not the other way round. So this stage will only support a very certain type of platformer hero. But give it a go and see what you come up with.
I mean, I think we can do it with our character, chat. Come on! Fuck. We're gonna get it. No! No! Oh, come on. Come on, we can do it. We can do it. Whoa! Oh, there's more. Boing. This movement. Ah! Come on. Oh! 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 He's doing it. Oh, I'm dead. I'm dead. Ah. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. No! I believe that we can beat this level with our shitty character. Ugh. Come on. Come on. Another checkpoint. Oh, come on. Come on, come on, double jump, double jump. We got it, we got it, we got it. The end! Oh, that took me back.
And there we have it. As a special treat for making
Mark
it
thought
this
I
far,
needed to make
I've
my
unlocked
character
preset
feel good
rules on
and
the
control
running
well.
and jumping
Little did
patterns,
he
which
know
will
I'm a
approximate
gamer.
the stats of characters like Super Mario and Super Meat Boy. Try them out and see how their different stats change the way they feel. With all that being said, have fun and thank you.
So yeah, I
much
thought this was a
for
cool
playing
little,
the
like,
Platformer Toolkit.
playable video essay, I guess? How do I get the, like, presets? Guess I can't find them. Alright, well there you go. There you have it. That is the Game Maker's Toolkit's playable video essay.